Welcome to episode 2 of the Gamesters Guide to Creating YouTube Videos. In this episode we will look at the planning involved in making a video series. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, plan your subject. Plan what you want the videos to be on, preferably a subject you really enjoy. It could be on teaching languages or painting like the wonderful Bob Ross, or any subject of your choosing. Think long and hard about what you would enjoy doing. For this example, I chose playing video games. Well, I am the gamester, and I started with one of my favourite games, which of course is Worm. Excuse me. Okay, so let's look at this list. So there's your first one. What do you enjoy doing? Very important consideration, because when you create your videos, people will notice whether you're interested in your subject or not. Therefore, that's why it's best to make a series or video on something that you enjoy doing. Okay, the more you enjoy it, the more it will come across in your video. So that is your very first consideration. That is your step one. What do you want your subject to be on? Remember, it doesn't have to be something that's in the computer like a game. It could be on anything. I mean, like I said, like I referenced with Bob Ross, he does painting. So you can have a webcam or a camera or your phone and record, because you'll also hear yourself talking through your video. So it can be on whatever you like, which is of course whatever you enjoy doing. Moving on. Okay, so why have I put something like a Shakespeare quote, to be or not to be? Will you be serious, or will you be funny? Or will you be both? Remember, humour is like beauty. It is in the ear of the beholder. I always like to take a risk and be silly any chance I can get in my Worm series. I'm not sure it's a good thing, I'm not sure it's a bad thing, but it all adds to, of course, making the series a little more entertaining. And you'll all have your own unique touches that you can add to your series. Now, with some people, if it's a serious subject, as in you want to show someone how to do something, you may not feel that humour has any place in your video. And good on you, because that's exactly what it's all about, making your videos how you wish to make them. It may be it takes time for people to appreciate you, but do not be deterred and do not be put off. That is just how it is. So you decide, do you want to have humour or not? Totally up to you. Okay, moving on. Oops. How long will each episode be? That's your next consideration. Decide how long you want the episodes to be. Remember, the longer the episode, the bigger the upload to YouTube. Also, bear in mind, everyone has a board meter that continually checks if they are entertained. The longer you make a video, the more risk you running of people not watching or getting bored. Now, with my Worm series, you'll notice on average they're 30 minutes. That was very risky, because that is a long time, but because of the subject matter, it required 30 minutes to cover all of the different details. If you choose a really simple subject, it could be that you have 2-minute or 5-minute episodes. It's entirely up to you, and it's entirely dependent on what your videos are going to be about as to how long it takes you to show your viewers. So there we go, that's with how long will each episode be. Moving on. Charlie Chaplin or In Your Face? What a silly thing for me to say, you would think. Well, let's explain what that's all about. Will you do a silent video or will you speak? Lots of people prefer, I've seen many YouTube videos where they're silent, where the person's not talking, hence Charlie Chaplin, as he made silent movies. The choice is entirely yours. Do not feel that you have to talk, although I will tell you this, you will get many more views if you talk. When I go to watch a YouTube video on something that I want to understand more information about, if it's silent, then I move on to a different video, because I want to hear I want to hear it explained. If you work in training, you understand that to train someone properly, you need to show them, you need to tell them, and you need them to try themselves. So 3 ways of training, and it makes it very effective. I used to do training many years ago, and it was one of my favourite jobs I've ever done in my life. Unfortunately, the company I was working for went bankrupt, and no, it wasn't because of my training. It was another department which collapsed the company. My department actually was doing the best in the company, with the biggest profits. But there we go. I don't want to start sounding like a big head, because I'm not. Okay, moving on. Oh yes, so sorry, I hadn't quite finished with what I was waffling about there. So, will you do a silent video or speak, or will you want to add a webcam and show your face too? Now, I decided to wait a while before I showed my face in my video series. The series I'm doing on worm, that is. The reason for this was to protect my children in case I was not received well. There was a very slight chance that they would come across my videos, and I didn't want to risk embarrassing them. But once I see that there was only a couple of people swearing at me, and I was very fortunate, I realised that, perhaps I could stop being a coward and show my face. So that's now why you'll see my face in my profile. Your viewers would prefer to see your face. At the end of the day, it's nice hearing someone talk, but we all visualise what they may look like, and it's nice to put a face to the voice. But the choice is yours, of course. You don't have to. Do not feel obliged that you do. My recommendation would be, make your videos, and once you see that you're not being abused by the comments, then, decide. Bear in mind, if you choose to use a webcam, a lot of people find that distracting and hard to watch. Again, the choice is yours, but personally, when I watch a video and it's got the person's webcam with them talking in it, I find it very distracting from the content I'm trying to study. So for me, it's not good. But some people like to be like actors on a stage. So for those of you that want to do it that way, then a webcam's your way to go. Ask yourself this question. Will the video benefit from showing your dimples or facial expressions? If the answer is yes, then webcam is the way to go. And don't worry, I will show you later on in this series how to add your webcams. Okay, moving on. Introduction. I made a fatal mistake when I recorded episode 1 of my worm series. I should have called it Introduction to my worm series. I was very lucky that, like I say, only 2 people decided to descend into swearing at me, because quite frankly I was just talking and not doing. Learn by my mistake. Set the stage for your creation. I did find it quite amusing that people would go to that extreme of expressing themselves, because you're not really expressing yourself because their comments were just simply a string of swear words. That's not really expressing yourself in any means of the word expression. That's just resorting to really poor behaviour. But everyone is different, and I didn't take it personally. I just removed their comments and removed them from future comments because I didn't feel they'd have anything creative to share. So that will be your choice. Be warned, it will happen. But like I say, it was my fault for not calling it an introduction. They were expecting, I don't know, some really high-strung gamer, high on caffeine, doing his thing in games, whereas what they found was Treebeard talking at a pace that even other Treebeards would have found slow. But it's all a learning curve, so there we go, learn by my mistakes. Moving on. Script or have notes. The height of folly is to record a series or a video without a script or notes to read from. Now, to most of you that may be obvious, okay? But the Gamester, it wasn't obvious to. I have purposely left all of the mistakes in my Worm series for you to see in all the episodes. I did not have enough good sense to use notes. I repeatedly repeat, I got confused, I lost the plot. You name it, I did it. Again, learn by my mistakes. Now, it speaks for itself, like I say. Whenever you're going to do a video in the future, always plan it out and always have your notes. Okay, moving on. Trial run. Plan to make a test run video, upload it and watch it. If you are happy with the results and the quality, then you are all set. I did not do this, and so I ended up with episode 3 of my Worm series having the bottom of the screen chopped off. Again, I left it that way so I could reference it here in this series, but no doubt it came at a cost to my viewing audience, just like episode 1. Again, learn from my mistakes. Why did I leave my Worm, all of the mistakes that I made in Worm? Especially episode 1, why didn't I redo it? Because, like I say, as I was remaking the videos, I thought, well, these are all problems that everyone can suffer with. Why not put some value to them by using them to show you? So there we go. At least now I can demonstrate them, and hopefully you will not be making them. Okay, moving on. Alpha and Omega. Try to always start and end your episodes the same way. It is easier viewing for your viewers that way, plus it helps discipline you when making videos, as in consistency. When you start, like, you know how my videos end. It's a nice ending in my opinion, and when you start to hear me say that, you know the video has come to an end, so that speaks for itself. Moving on. Oops, okay. I've moved on a bit too far there. Okay, well, so yeah, that is the contents for planning your subject. Hopefully I've laid out the plans. Now, there may be some other things that I've not thought of, but I've certainly not encountered them, so that's why I've laid out that. That's the bare minimum of your planning. There is one thing that's not in this list, of course, but I will get to it later on because I didn't feel it should be in this list here. Anyway, that's it for this episode, as they say. Short but sweet. Thank you for watching wherever you are in the world. God bless you and keep every last one of you safe. Have a fantastic day. Goodbye.